Welcome, citizens of Barnwell, to our senior programming presented by Generations Unlimited here in Barnwell, South Carolina. This is programming specifically intended, but not mutually exclusive for the senior citizens of Barnwell County. Today, we've got a pretty cool lineup for you guys. This is the 7th episode of our 7-episode series. So we're going to be making some decisions after today. We might be changing some things up a little bit. Hopefully not too much, though, because we've got some real aces in our lineup. The first ace in our lineup is Mr. Chris Crozier with Mobile Mentors. He's going to be doing a Tech 101 class for us today. He has done various topics throughout this 7-course series. And so today we're going to be recapping a lot of those topics. We're going to be talking about data transfer, and we're going to be answering questions. So if you guys are watching this at home, I'll go ahead and put this little banner up. Comment your questions on the post. Message them to our account. We'll answer them live. We might even feature you on the screen. My name is David. Of course, I'll be your host. I'll be in the background a little bit. When Chris gets done today, we're going to have some cooking classes on YouTube. It's going to be a fun little 45-minute period. And then the Clemson Snap Education, Samantha and Leah, are going to come do aerobics and yoga. We're looking forward to a really fun day today. Thank you guys for joining us. And if you're tuning in after the live event, make sure you message the page and let us know what you think. Having said all that, I have taken up enough of you guys' time. Let me bring on the immaculate Chris Crozier.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, Chris. How are you doing today, man?
Here, I'm doing fantastic. Fantastic
logo.
Just living the dream, you know.
You like your logo sitting up there? Does it look good?
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I appreciate you doing that, David. For those who don't know, hopefully I will have you guys in a future class, or I will have you guys in the in-person meeting if that becomes a fruition. But fingers crossed. But I'd love to tell you the story behind the bunny and what it means. And if you don't know, or you're itching to know what it means, head over to my website. There should be an about section that you can find that right at, and it tells you a little bit more about it. I know you're thinking, if you haven't seen the episodes before, you're probably thinking, that David, he done messed up again. He forgot to put that M at the end of Mobile Mentors. No, .co is actually built for companies. And so what makes it .co different is it allows it to be a worldwide website. And so anyone can view it. Most of the .com websites are built mostly for the United States. But we want to expand ourselves. We want to help out others. We want to make sure that we are worldwide. And so feel free to check us out at mobilementors.co, and I'd love to get your thoughts, your response, and hopefully I'll see you guys there. But
Chris, if you're worldwide, what is your best secondary language? I've got to know.
My best secondary, my native tongue is sarcasm. But if I were to give you my best third language, or I think it's tertiary language.
Tertiary.
I don't know. Anyways, it would be, hello, my name is Tree. I did beginner, intermediate, and advanced classes in sign language, which I think are great. I did also take 3 years of Spanish, which I know un poquito, I think. Yeah. But I don't know very poco. I think it's poco. It's very
both the same.
I don't know. Beat a bop. So so it's very small languages for me. But sign language would probably have to be my secondary language.
Okay. Well, now that I've got that out of you and we've wasted a little bit of everybody's time, I will get out of your hair.
Okay.
Call me if you need me. You know where I'll be.
I will. I'll call you if I need you now. Get on out of here, mister. Hey, guys. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today. In Tech 101, what we're going to do is this, like David may say, if I don't perform super well, they may kick me out. So hopefully you guys will talk about how much you enjoy this, how much you've told your friends, maybe share this, maybe comment this on what you'd like to see next. And hopefully I'll be back for the second installment of this. Now, in case this is our last episode, what I want to do is I want to make sure that we do some recap. I want to make sure that if you didn't get a chance to check out those previous episodes, if you didn't get a chance to see all the different things that we listed beforehand, that you get a chance to do that today here in this lesson. It's going to be kind of a mixture of a lot of different things. But one of the first things that I kind of want to go over is I want to talk about flash drives. These guys are very, very interesting. And I mean that in the sense of there's a lot of uses for them. Some people call them thumb drives. Some people call them USB sticks. Some people call them USB drives. But it is a USB. And what we want to do is we want to talk about how they work, what is the purpose of them, and we want to talk about how do we use them in a daily setting. And so USB actually means a universal serial bus. But unlike the actual big yellow bus, we're actually looking at a electronic component that is going to work in our advantage. Enough of all that technical jargon. Essentially, you take this guy, you stick it in, and it saves your information. But how do we use it? How does it work? How do we get that information that's out there? Now, what's interesting is a lot of USB devices, whether that's your charger or whether that's a lot of things, a lot of people stick them in and they don't really get it in there the first time. Now, I'm going to teach you a little trick. On most flash drives, there is a little section on them that has the USB symbol on the top, and that's the section that you push in. Every time, look at it, you'll see it more than likely. There's a little wired symbol that you'll see, and that's the section that you push in every time. And now you are going to be above and ahead of the game because you're going to be able to get it in the first time, every time. And people are going to be like, that David sure knows what he's doing. He put that USB drive in flawlessly first time. Now, I want to show you what this looks like, and I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use a USB drive and how we're able to transfer files, how we're able to copy files, how we're able to duplicate files, all the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you, and you'll probably see a little less of me, which I know I look super handsome today, but bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like. So I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to do this guy, and we are going to hit share. And so I will minimize this. Now you are seeing my screen. If you're just joining me for the first time, you'll notice this beautiful background. That is actually me right here with my hands in my pockets. I am in Colorado at a place called Dream Lake. So it's very cool. Now, I'm going to take my flash drive and I'm going to plug it in the first time flawlessly. And what you'll see is you'll see a little icon that's going to pop up. Now, mine actually says latte because I actually got this flash drive when I was working with a client of mine. And we did a latte art showdown where we got to essentially help set up when baristas would design the different coffees. And so it's pretty neat. But one of the things that I'm going to show you is if you click on latte, it actually has nothing in it. There's nothing in it at all. So let's hypothetically say that I wanted to move a file over there. How would I do that? Now, the way that you can do it on whether you're on a PC or a Mac, whatever it may be, is we are going to click and we are going to just drag it over. Now, did you see that little plus sign show up? But wait a second, Christopher, the file that you just dragged over there is still there. So how is it here and here? Because now we can see the file is right there. So let me explain this to you in this sense is when you drag a file over to your USB drive, you are now just copying that file. You're not moving the file. You're copying the file. So now if I were to open this file and I were to right click on it and I were to, let's say, move to trash, am I moving this file to the trash can? No, I'm moving the file that we copied. We duplicated the file. And now what we're doing is we actually have the ability to go back in and choose what we want in here. So let's say that I want this file, and I want this file, and I want this one as well. And I don't know if you guys are hearing that sound, but that also indicates that those files are going in. So now I can see them all right here. But if you notice, one is kind of upright and the other two are down below. So what I'm going to do is, I don't like the way that looks. So I'm going to show you another feature, which is a folder, which I love folders. If you can't tell by my desktop, I've got a lot of them all over here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click in here and I'm going to hit Command, Shift, and N. And now that's going to be different on everybody's computer. So what I'll do is I'll backspace out of this and I will move that to trash. And I'm going to show you how you can do it from your computer regardless. And so we'll hit File and we'll hit New Folder. And so that should be the same on everyone's. Now, if you have a Mac, you can do that trick, which you hit the Command button, the Shift button, and the N button. And that N stands for New Folder. Now, if you notice on the screen here, we see that untitled folder is already highlighted. And what that means is they are giving us the ability to do something called rename. Now, rename is very interesting because it allows us to actually change the name of the file or the folder to customize it to what we want it to be. So let's say that I want to make this one called screenshots. So I can then undo this. And now I can pull this over to my screenshot folder just by dragging it on top. And now when I click on my screenshot folder, I've got all three of them right there. Now, if I go back and let's say I wanted to drag this photo right in here. Now I have my photo, which I know exactly where that is. And then I know where all three of my screenshots are. Now, Christopher, I bet you're asking on the inside is, what if I need to know what screenshot it is I'm looking at? It's a great question. Now you can do a trick, which I like to do, which is you click once and then you click again. And then when you do that, you don't double click, you click once and then you click again, and it gives you the ability to rename it. Now let's say that for some reason, your computer does not allow you to do that. What you can do is you can go up to your file and you'll right click on it. When you do, it actually gives you the ability to do a whole list of things. Open with, move to trash. You can get info on the exact file that you're looking at. You can rename it, which is what we're looking to do. We can compress it. We can duplicate it, do a quick look. We can even share it with somebody. So if I wanted to send this file over to David, I have the ability to. So let's say that I'm carrying a bunch of photos on my flash drive and I want to share just that one photo. I don't need to put a bunch of photos on my computer when all I want to do is share that one photo. I can share it by email or a whole list of other things here. So I can also add tags, and we'll get into tags a little bit later, but tags are going to be different. I think that's going to be a little bit more of an advanced class that we would need, but that's something that I would say that we need to focus on a little bit later. Now, there's quick actions and set desktop picture, but what I want to do just now is just hit rename. And I will say that this is, let's say this is just payment. This is one I did for a client. So now I have spelled payment wrong. So now I can click here and rename it, and I'm going to actually spell it the correct way. I do know how to spell things, guys. I promise. But we now have listed payment. And so now I see I have another confirmation. So now I'm going to click here. Now we'll do confirmation. And how did I do that? I'll go through that one more time. And the way I did it was I clicked on it, and then I clicked again. So I'll click off, and I'll show you once more. I clicked on it, and then I'll click again. And that gives me the ability to go in and say, hey, what is this? What is the purpose of this specific thing that I'm looking to do, and rename it? So now that I've renamed them and I've got them how I want them to, if you are on a Mac, you have the ability to take your flash drive, which is here, which we've been putting all of our files in, and we can actually take them and we can put them directly into the trash can. So what this does is it has now turned into an eject button. So I'm going to show you that one more time. So now I've unplugged my flash drive because we want to make sure that we unplug them safely. So first thing we'll do is we'll plug it back in. First time, flawless. And we should see Latte pop back up just like we did here. And when I drag and I click on it, you can see down in the bottom right-hand corner, that trash can has now turned into the eject symbol. So when I drag it over, it says trash, and I let go, and the Latte actually moves away. So now I have the ability to eject my flash drive without problem, without hesitation. So if I plug it in once more, I'm going to show you what happens when you do eject it. So if I just unplug it, watch what happens. Look up at the top right. Disk not ejected properly. So if that's the case, I can risk losing my files. I can risk not having that particular one on there. Now, it's important that we make sure that we get all of our files on there, because what happens if we didn't copy them? What if we just moved them over? What's to happen? Because now all the files that we want that are protected are gone. Now, a lot of people like to use these for family photos. They'll put albums on here. They'll put a whole list of things, which I highly recommend. I think it's a great way to save space on your computer while also keeping all your memories here. I actually have a few of these, and one of the things that I would recommend is actually buying a larger one, and that larger one is going to be what we like to call an external hard drive. An external hard drive can get much larger. Now, we've talked about this in a previous episode, but we want to make sure that we do something where we back up our information. Now, this backing up of information is very important because a lot of things happen from a computer. Now, a long time ago, things weren't all necessarily dependent upon electronics. Now, we have people who open their garage doors with their phones. They open their hood of their car. The only way to open the hood of a Tesla is to open it with your phone. Bet you didn't know that. But if you did, there's a lot of reasons why people use their phone, why they use their computers, why they use their documents, their tax documents, the breakdown of their financial information, maybe their budget. All of that information is stored on their computer. But we want to make sure that we back it up, and we back it up safely. So with a Mac, you actually have something called Time Machine. And Time Machine is just a fancy name for a program that allows you to back up your information. So if you are going to be in an in-person class, we look forward to having you, and we are excited, and I would love to give you any type of recommendation on an external hard drive. And then I would be more than happy to show you how to back up your own computer with an external hard drive. I'll show you what I do with mine, and then I'll also show you how to do it with yours. But those are in-person classes that take a little bit more in-depth in learning your computer and finding out what's going to be the best option for you. Now, the other thing is we talked about trash. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you one more time to kind of show you what moving things to the trash actually looks like. And I'm going to be right back, actually. All right. I am back and I want to show you my screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to share our screen and we are going to get you guys up and running. And so now what I want to show you is if we look in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, we can see that we have an empty trash can. So let's go ahead and put some stuff in there. So I don't think I need this. I don't think I need this really or this. So I'm going to put those 3 things in the trash can. Now that they're in the trash can, great, wonderful. What does that have to do with really anything? We've put files in there, and now we've got a full trash can. So people think, hey, I've thrown it in the trash, and it's fine. I've deleted it. I've gotten rid of it. But if I've got a trash can here, and I take a file, or I take a folder, or a document, or a photo, or whatever that I deem unworthy or unneeded or unvaluable, and I throw it in the trash can, is it gone? Can I just get it right back? Of course you can. Now, there's an interesting part to that though, and let's dive in. So I'm going to show you what it looks like with my screen, and we're going to go through it. So this is what my trash can looks like now, because I've put those 3 things in there. So I've got those 3 screenshots and I don't need them. But actually, you know what? I actually think I might need this one. So I'm just going to click and drag that one out. And you know what happens? It removes it. And if I drag the other 2 out as well, if you notice, my trash can is now empty. I don't have a full trash can. But what I can do is I can put those 3 right back in. And now it's there. But also keep in mind that when I put something in the trash can, it's there for a certain amount of time, and then the trash gets taken out. So what that looks like for you on your specific machine is going to be different. Now, for me, I have mine set up to 30 days. So if something I have is in the trash can for 30 days, you throw that out. I do not need it. If I would have needed it, I would have went back and got it. So, but just like how you have it with your house, whatever it is, if you put something in the trash can in your house, you can go get that again. But until you take that trash and you actually put it in the trash bin and you set it outside in front of the yard, or the trash company actually comes by, picks it up, or you take it to the landfill or the dump or whatever it may be, it's still there. Now, the thing is what we need to do is if we're really done with it and we just want to clean up our computer, maybe save some space, what we need to do is we want to make sure that we get rid of the trash. And the way that we do that is we can click right over here on our trash can or our recycle bin, depending on what you're using. If you're using a PC, you do have something called a recycle bin. They're a little bit more earth conscious, but in reality, Apple is a lot more earth conscious, but that's neither here nor there. But now I have the ability to empty my trash can. And so you'll see a button, whether you're on PC or Mac, on how to empty your device. And the way that you do that is you actually click the empty button right here. So once I click empty, it says are you sure you want to permanently erase the items in this trash can. You can't undo this action. So what this is saying, a lot of people, I know what you're thinking, Christopher. I understand what it says. I do. But not everybody is as smart as you. So what this could mean, and what this does mean, is when you push this button, there is not a way to get this information back. It is gone. So do I need these information? I don't think so. If I did, they're gone now. So I can't do anything about it. So I'm just going to pick this stuff up and I'm going to move it over. And now my desktop looks a little bit cleaner. You can see a little bit more of the picture that I've got going on here. And yeah, I think it looks a lot better. And so what I want to do is I want to make sure that you guys feel better about putting things in the trash can. Hey, you know what? I don't think I need this. Let me put this in the trash can. Let me put this in the trash can. Know that it's still there. You can come back to it, but you want to make sure that you check your settings beforehand to know how long you have. You may not need that file, but how you manage things, and I don't want you to be afraid of actually using your computer. Because if you need to delete something or you need to put something in the trash can, put it in there. But you have to realize that you are in control and the computer actually works for you. And so we want to get rid of any fear that we have behind using our computer and files and documents and flash drives and saving information. And we want to base it around saying, I'm in control. I know how to work this, and we are going to get through this together. Also, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to Generations Unlimited, the senior centers, or even to me, and I would be more than happy to help you out. But next thing that I want to touch base on is just kind of go through a little recap of the things that we've done. So far we've created some folders. We've talked about deleting. We've talked about deleting versus kind of recycling. And so we've talked about when we throw something in the trash can, it's just in the trash. But when we get rid of our trash, we've deleted it like completely. So there's a difference between moving something to the recycle bin and deleting it. So make sure you read that terminology when you're deleting something or getting rid of something that you don't find important. And that way we can make sure it goes to the right place and frees up space if needed. Now, the next thing that I want to cover is I want to basically talk about going into our files, but also I want to talk about email, because I know email is a huge thing for folks. And one of the things that I could honestly say that is going to save you a lot of time and frustration is sometimes email hangs up. Sometimes it just does not want to work for you. It does not want to work the best. Maybe there was an issue with a server or a port, or maybe it just wasn't going fast enough for you. And a lot of my clients, they'll actually go in and try and change something in the settings, and now it's completely messed up and they are terrified. So if you feel like you're not receiving emails, if you feel like you're not getting them as much as you were, if you feel like there may be an issue or it's hanging up, this is the part that you want to listen into. This is the part that you want to make sure that you are 100% there. So what I would recommend doing is, if you're looking at your email on your computer through an app on your computer, such as Mail, or you're looking at it through like a Gmail app or things like that, you have the ability to remove your account, not delete your account, but to remove your account and then reinstall it. So when I create an account with Gmail, for instance, this is when David has Gmail written right here in my hand. If I have Gmail, if I have a Gmail account here, then I have the ability, if I have a Gmail account here, then I have the ability to add it to any of my other devices, such as an iPhone or an Android or a tablet or whatever it may be. And I am transferring that information to Gmail. So what's interesting is all the mail that comes in here, it's coming all right here to Gmail. I am using my phone to grab all this information. So what that looks like is I'm going to show you on my device what it looks like. And so I'm going to use my computer to basically show you how you can take your email off your computer and put it right back on. Now, the key to this, before you do any of this, is I need you to know one thing. Actually, two things. Two things, and then I'm done. Two things. What is your email address? What is your email password? Those have to be known, or else this does not work. Now, some of you are going to say, I don't have an email password. And you're wrong. You do have one, but you may not remember it, and that's okay. But we want to make sure that we know what it is before we delete or we remove our email account from our devices. And so what often happens is we select a thing that's on our computer that says, remember my password. And so now whenever we log in, it automatically puts it in. We don't have to remember it, and we just believe that we don't have a password anymore. But in reality, we actually do have a password. And so if you don't remember what that is, if you do need some help with it, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help you out. Throw some comments in there if you have any comments or concerns or things that you want to learn in this episode or a future episode that we can talk about. But I'll go ahead and get into what that looks like. Now, keep in mind, I am showing you on the computer that I'm currently using, which is a Mac computer. And so if you don't have one of those, don't fret. We will definitely go over it. It is mostly the same principles, but we'll go into it a little bit further. So I'm going to share my screen with you once more, and we'll look at it. And so I'm going to get this going, and we'll make sure that you guys see everything that I'm working with. And what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to go into something called System Preferences. So I'm going to click here, and we can see now that I actually have this thing called Internet Accounts. And I'm going to highlight that a little bit more. Internet Accounts. So when I click there, I can see I've got a list of different ones here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on let's see. We'll do this one. This is my business one. So I'll just delete it. Are you sure you want to delete the account? And this just means that I'm removing it from the computer. So that is no longer on the computer. So now if you look, I don't have that listed there anymore. So if I go to Google, I can click on there and say I want to add this in there. It asks to open my browser. I say yes. And so let's say that I was not receiving information or I wasn't receiving the emails that I thought I was going to. So if I type in my username, which is Christopher at mobilementors.co, and I go to type in my password. Now, I'm not going to use this one below here because that would be cheating. That's not fair. And so we want to make sure that we remember our password. I really hope I remember mine, or else I'm going to look really foolish. So, got it. That was a close one. So now I've gone ahead and put this in. And if you notice, it says, what apps do I want to use? I want my email, I want my contacts, my calendars, and my notes to all sync over. So I'll hit done. And that way it puts that over there. And now all my email has just been refreshed. It's just been updated. And now I have all that information right there at my fingertips. And I know that I am going to be up to date. So now this is kind of a last resort. This is not something that I want you to do frequently. There's also a refresh button that comes with any email server that you use. So if you're using Gmail, Yahoo, Bell South, AT&T, Comcast, any of the above, there's a button that says get new mail or refresh mail or something of that nature that's going to allow you to have the ability to get new incoming mail. But if you haven't received mail in a few days, then there may be an issue, and you may want to see what that is. It may be just typing in your password again, but also we want to realize that it may be an issue with the server or the port, or something is going wrong. And so let's make sure that we know how to now add our email and subtract our email in case we ever need to. That way we have all our information and we can communicate really well with both our email and our files. Let's see. Oh, I just got a notification. It is somebody's birthday today, not mine. But now I'd love to bring David back in here and just kind of see what he's up to. There he is.
I haven't gone anywhere.
He's right here, folks. They said that he was gone, but he's not. He's still here. So, David, over the things that we've covered today, what is something that you think would be most beneficial for those at home to learn a little bit more about?
You know, I think, given my personal experience, I have a grandmother who is 93 years old, and she lives in Canada. The best way that we have to communicate with her is email. And I think that a lot of people maybe don't learn email because they don't have to. She was one of those people that had to, or else she couldn't really communicate with her family. But now during COVID, all of a sudden it's important for people to understand how to communicate wirelessly. I think that email is the easiest way to kind of get started on that, because it works the same as like a Facebook Messenger, even like texting on your computer. It's all the same kind of concept. So if you can really get email down, then I think it really helps you be prepared to do the other things that can help you stay in touch with people.
I think that's a great idea. So why don't I kick David back out, and we're going to go into email just a little bit more. So, all right. So folks, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to make sure that I share that with you guys so you see the whole process. So we'll go in and I will pull up this new tab for you, and I will start to share it. So I'm going to go into my email, and so we're going to just go to gmail.com. And it is already loading up my Gmail account. Now, this is just one of them that I use. This is just a personal one that I use for streaming. Now, what we have here is, remember that refresh button that I actually spoke to you guys just maybe a few moments ago? That button is going to be located right here. Now, this allows me to refresh my screen and see if there are any new emails that I've missed out on or that I should be receiving. And it looks like there weren't any. Now, the reason why I'm able to tell that is if I push this refresh button, we notice there's a button right up top, or a ribbon that comes up that says loading. And it loaded up and there was nothing there. Now, the next thing that I want to mention to you is something that I mentioned previously, and that's on deleting emails or getting rid of them. So if you notice, I've got 118 emails, which isn't a terrible amount, but I'd like to be cleaned up a little bit. So I actually can click right over here. And what this does is it highlights 50 of the conversations that I have. So I've actually have the ability to delete all of these if I want to. So I'll go in and I see a couple of them have got stars by them. So I'm going to uncheck those that have the stars by them. And I am going to hit this delete button. And then it just deletes all 47 of those, 46 of those right there. So then I've got the ability to delete multiple emails at a time. Now, I also have the ability to compose. So if I click compose, that gives me the ability to write my email to whoever I would like. So if I wanted to send an email, what I would do is I would choose first who I want to send it to. So let's say I want to send it to David. So I'm just going to say David at david.com. That's not his email. So if you send that, it's not going to work. But it's just an email that we're going to use currently. Now, there are these two little symbols right here that I want to mention to you. This is what's called a carbon copy. Now, if you are a little bit older, then you probably remember the old forms that were sent out that were white, yellow, and pink. And so they were these carbon copy forms. And so when you wrote on one, it had the ability to be torn off, and you could give one to your friend, and you can give one to your tax lady, you could give one to whoever. So it was a process, and you had these three forms. So then when you went home, you could say, hey, I gave this person this form. This is exactly what it said. And it is a carbon copy. It's an exact replica of what I sent. And so if I want to include, let's say I want to include my new friend, Erica, I'm going to guess that she spells it with a C-A. Could be wrong. She could be spelling it with a K. But I'm going to say Erica at erica.com. And then my other friend, but I don't want everybody to see this other person's email. So I'm going to do this BCC. Now, BCC stands for blind carbon copy. And blind carbon copy, where is she's going to get this, but nobody else is going to know that she got it. So I'm going to hit BCC, and I'm going to put in Lisa at lisa.com. So Lisa hangs out in the background. Not everybody knows what she's doing, but she's very important. She makes sure everything gets taken care of, and she wants everybody to see it. So if I look at my email now, I can see all the people that are going to receive the email, and then I even see the blind carbon copy of the person that's going to receive it, but not everybody's going to know about it, is going to be Lisa at lisa.com. Subject is going to be, how cool is David really? And then I actually want people to vote on it, or I want people to kind of give me their thoughts and say, so I'll put thoughts. So the first part is the subject, and that's what the email address is going to be about. Then this is our body. This is where you actually write the full length of the text. You have the ability even below here to change it to David ? And then we'll highlight this, and we can even make it bold. We can even underline it. We can even go in here and change the color of the background, and we'll say that we want it to be purple, and we want the text to be pink. So now that looks hideous. Let's change that up, because I can't even, my eyeballs can't even read that. Yeah, let's just do that. Wow, that hurts. So then let's say I don't want it to be on the left side. I want it to be on the right side, or I want it to be in the middle, all right there. But then we can even list certain qualities about David by saying we want to make a list. We could say funny, we could say good hair, we could say dad jokes. We could list all of those. And so now if we notice that we've got bold, it's underlined, it's in the color that we want, and it's already been numbered for us based on how we want it to be. So then I can go in and I can turn this off, turn it back on. I can come back down here, say that I want to start something else that's not numbered. But you know what? Maybe I just want to change the whole look of the font. So I can come here and click on the font, and I'm going to change it to Georgia. No, we're not in Georgia. We're in South Carolina. So let's get out of there. We'll maybe make it David's favorite font, which is Comic Sans. But that's a little too small for us to read. So let's make it a little bit bigger. So we want to go in here and we want to click on huge. So now I can make it larger, and I'm going to see what everybody else sees. And I've got this all listed right here. Now I can also add a photo. So if I'm sending an email and I want to attach a photo, you should have a button that says attach files. I can go in there, click on it, and it will give me the ability to search my computer and find that there. I can add a link if I so needed. Emojis, I can add in my Google Drive or a photo. I have confidential mode, and I can even put in my signature if I like. But I can then click over here, this little ellipses, and I can label it if I want to. I can put it in plain text, print. But anyway, we've got everything that we want, and we can actually hit send it off to them. Or I can do what's called a schedule send. So let's say that I have an important function that I'm trying to attend, but I'm always working. And so I have the ability to go ahead and knock out all my work ahead of time, and then I can send that when I want to. Or if you're like me, I'm a little bit of a night owl. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and do all this work at night. And then when I get done, I actually have the ability to go in and say schedule send. So I can send all my emails at 8 a.m. All of my emails go out at 8 a.m. and they're like, man, that Christopher, he is up and he is working and he's moving. He probably got up at 5 o'clock that morning. Nope, that is not the case. But I have schedule send. So now I can click on schedule send and it'll say, hey, when do you want to send this? Tomorrow morning, this afternoon, or Monday morning? So I can actually pick basic times, or I can pick a date of time. So I can say tomorrow is when I want to send it. And I can actually choose the time or choose the date. I can come in here and I can say I want it to send at 8 a.m. Boom. So I want tomorrow at 8 a.m. I can hit schedule send and it will send it off for me. No problem. But since these aren't real emails, I don't really want to send these off because I don't think it would go through. So I am going to just click close on that. But if you notice one thing, when I start an email and it doesn't seem to go through all the way, what happened to my left-hand side? Look over here. You can see we've got one draft. If I click on my draft, I can actually see the email that I never finished because I just removed it. I didn't delete it. So now if I go down here, I can actually say discard. So I can click right here on it and it discards it. So if I look here, I can actually look at my trash because just like before, when we throw something away, it goes into the trash can, but it does not leave until we empty the trash. So this is just a safeguard to make sure that we don't get rid of stuff that we don't need. So we've listed here all the things that we had before. So what I can do is I can actually go in here and I can select all these. Select all 146 conversations. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click delete forever. So that's a whole lot different than throw in the trash can. This one says delete forever. So I can click delete forever. And I hit OK. And now it's deleted all these messages. And there's no conversations or no emails left in my trash. So I can go back to my inbox and I know that all the messages I've deleted are gone. And all the messages I want to keep are there. So now that is what I've got when it comes to using your email. What I'd really love is to gather any questions or concerns or comments from you guys to answer in these next 4 or 5 minutes. But other than that, I think that's most what I have for you today. If you enjoy this, please be sure to let Generations Unlimited know, or the Blackville or the Gail Reyes Senior Center, and say, hey, we want more of this. Maybe we want an in-person class. We'd be more than happy to come out to you guys and get you squared away. We'll use all the precautions necessary. But I'd love to bring David back in. And if you guys have any other questions, be sure to let me know and we'll get started. But
Chris, I just want to say Hopefully this isn't the last time that we're going live for Barnwell Senior Citizens, but if it is, it's been a pleasure to work with you on this project. I really appreciate what you've been doing. If anybody wants to learn more about any kind of technology, we've got his website on the bottom, as he mentioned at the front of the show. The .co is on purpose. This is not a me thing. I was awake this morning when I typed that. Mobilementors.co is his website. Chris, thanks so much for being here, man.
Thanks for having me. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, so we are going to have a brief interlude. We're going to have some recipes, some cooking shows playing on our channel for the next 45 minutes or so. Come back at 12:45 and we will have yoga, aerobics. We'll get stretched out. We'll get exercise. We'll get our heart rates going. We'll have just all the foundation that we need to have a great day. But I'm going to multitask and continue to talk while I open this share screen, and we are going to watch a little bit of what's called #, keep cooking and carry on. It's presented by Jamie Oliver. We're pretty excited to see it.
I'm going to show you one of the simplest recipes. It's called stay on pasta. To use all the leftover, whatever you got inside the fridge. I'm going to make a fantastic tagliatelle with the red and yellow pepper with bacon. You're going to love it. Promise you. I'm so proud because my daughter, Chloe, she filmed. So wherever see me, all this lovely recipe is Chloe behind the camera. Bless her.
Hi.
So I've got lovely red and yellow pepper. You can see I already took some of the peppers here because I made a lovely salads for myself. So I need is about another half. Yes, remove it, all the seeds. Then chop them extremely fine. This other half I'm going to use for something else different. Then again, I get some nice yellow one. Don't do this way. Don't turn the paper, cut them this way. We can't really do slip the knife. So always from inside. Nice. Let the knife do the work. So next one, I'm going to go to the onions. So I peel the onions. This is all right. Cut it. Again. Chop the top. Oh, this one, look, it started grinding. But doesn't matter. They're still all right. You can use it. You don't have to worry about it. Just to remove it. You can see how thin I do it. Right. Here I got some pancetta and bacon. Same family. One is cured the one way, the other one is cured the other way. So which one I'm going to use it? Do you know what? I want to use it. The bacon. 3 slices of bacon. Very, very fine. I'm using bacons, but you can use a pancetta, you can use a chorizo, you can use a salami, you can use a sausages, all kind of cured meats. If you can, if you can't, don't worry about with red and yellow pepper and with onions. You can put some extra onions inside, a little bit of garlic, still will taste good. Guys, it's all done here. So on this one, I will use 1 dry chili. If you have a fresh, do use it. If you don't have it, don't use it. You know, use if you have some black pepper on top, it will taste nice. Parsley, you can see what I got here. There's nothing wrong. It's just gone yellow. It still smells good. The stalk is full of flavor. Just lots of flavor inside here. I think it's the longest, is the chopping. But when you have everything together, you know, it's really, really easy. Done. It's done. I got it. Yellow red pepper. I got the onions. I got the chili. I got the bacon. I got the parsley. Let's start the cooking now. Right. First of all, pasta ghese. Lovely tagliatelle. If you don't have a tagliatelle, use penne. If you don't have a penne, use linguine. If you don't have linguine, use spaghetti. If you don't have spaghetti, use bocchettine. If you don't have bocchettine, use lasagna. Lasagna? Yes, lasagnette. So let's drop them in. Oh, yes. Olive oil in a pan. I forgot this one up. Just a little bit of olive oil, not much. Because you got all this fantastic bacon, which has got a bit of fat, will help it. Oh my. Let's get a little bit of color on it. Chloe, look. Look at that. So the color of it properly. This is the color you want it. Little chili, which goes straight in. Like this. Onion. Red and yellow pepper. At this stage, you need a little bit of a pasta water. Slowly remove from the gas, lift it, and just put a little bit of a pasta water inside. This pasta water is full of starch as well, but it makes a sauce. So it's so simple to make. You can see I just used a bit of bacon inside here. I used some onions. I used some red and yellow pepper. If you don't have it, don't worry. If you don't have any bacon, go put a little extra inside of onions or peppers.
Tonight, I'll be eating a calzone from Doughballs in Aurora. Rock on.
Tonight, I'll be eating lobster thermidor au gratin.
As well. Just put a little touch of the salt. This is nearly ready. Cover it a couple of minutes. Check the pasta. Come here, Chloe. Let's check the pasta. Pasta start to be cooked. Pasta, dry pasta, will take about 8 minutes. If you want al dente, you cook for 6. It's nearly there. Let's go back again to the sauce. Oh, yes. Go, Chloe. The colors. Unbelievable. Cover again, a little bit more. Let it cook another couple of minutes. Oh my gosh. Look at that sauce. Everything is ready. This pepper's got a lovely sweetness inside. The pepper's got a lovely sugar inside. Then when you actually bind and cook together with the onions and the bakers or a pancetta or something else, they create a kind of harmony. Do you know what? They call it a perfect marriage. So we check the pasta now. Yeah. Oh gosh. For Chloe, get inside the Chloe, I can't wait. This is al dente. If it dries up a little bit, which it did, now I need to taste this flavor. I need to taste it. I'm sure Jamie will love this. Oh my God. The chili, the pepper, the onions, the bacon inside. Let me just taste it. I love this pasta. Ready. Parsley goes in. Oh my. Now I'm going to put a little extra virgin olive oil, or if you don't have a virgin olive oil, just use the oil you have. Oh yes, look at that sauce. Look at that. Oh my God, look at that sauce, how nice it is. This is the peppers, the water over the pasta. The onions, look, the onions almost dissolved. The bacon is not there anymore, but look, I can see. Oh yes. And now, when I become a chef, look, the pasta absorbs all the flavor. And the pasta is like the sea. It's never say enough. Can you imagine how many river goes inside the sea? And the sea never say enough. The pasta is the sacred sea. A carryover flavor. Okay? Let's put them in a plate now. Look at that. Oh, fantastic. Look how lovely it is. Oh my goodness me. Okay. First of all, let's remove this a little bit on top of the tables. Let's get 2 plates with a 2 fork. 1 and 2. Right, lemons. Yes, you need a little bit lemons. Right. I've got these lemons nearly a month. So can you imagine? Look at that. And the smell. Just a squeeze, just a little bit of lemons. Just a little touch it. Lovely big parmesans. Which way? Which way? Which way? Which way? Or this way? If you don't have a parmesan, do not worry. You don't have to put it. They're already sweet. But if you ever do, but you know what? You got a bit of cheddar cheese. Cheddar cheese, the best invention. Use it. Any hard cheese will do well. If you don't have hard cheese and you really wanted the cheese, just use everything. Please yourself. Yeah, we love anyway. But the flavor is on side here. Oh my goodness me, look at this. One for me. No, I think I do this one first for you. I love serving with a fork. Yeah. Come on, follow down. Okay, you have a plate. Actually, this was enough for 3 people. I don't know how I eat it, you eat it. I think this is all right for us. Yeah, it's enough for us. Let me just get a little spoon. Washed it. Come here, Chloe. Come inside here. Come inside here, Chloe. Come inside here, Chloe. Little bit more cheese. Lovely parmesan cheese is on top. Don't move, Chloe. Stay there. Stay there, Papa. Che bravo, guarda, guarda, little drop of oil.
Over 50,802 producers have been using a simple yet powerful tool that allows anyone.
This is for you, and this is for me. And these lovely people, incredible simples to make. Tagliatelle with bacon, red, and yellow pepper. You will love it. Try to make it, especially in this very, very hard time. Use whatever you find inside the house. Celebrate it, this particular dish. Let's enjoy. Keep time. Keep all the family all together. Then we will come out of this. And when we come out of this, we're going to embrace everybody around the world. Promise you. Bless you. Arrivederci. Jamie, do you love this one? The smell is incredible. Let's have a look at the taste.
Arrivederci. That's the stay home pasta. Kind of bummed we don't have that at Generations Unlimited. We might see if we can get some chefs out to help do some in-person classes in the near future. Actually, if you guys would be interested in doing some small socially distanced cooking classes, tech classes, yoga and aerobics, comment on this post or message us and let us know what kind of stuff you'd want to do. We're working on putting together some safe programs for whenever people are back in person. We have one more video today for the cooking before we get into the aerobics and the yoga. This is going to be, it's called Soda Bread. It's going to be Jamie Oliver and I believe his son, Buddy. So this is some stuff that you can make at home as well. When we come back after this, we'll have Sam and Leah from Clemson Snap Ed to do some yoga. But until then, let me share this screen with you guys, and I will see y'all quite soon.
No one day yet, but they probably will be at some point. If not, we'll just do it to ourselves. There's 2 people. You've got to be proud of 2 people.
21 people.
You see?
57.
Hi guys.
101.
Yeah, we're going to make some delicious food and hopefully give you a recipe that is useful to you lovely people in these very strange times. I'm with my little helper Buds because he's a loyal servant. So when we get to 1,000, we'll kick off. Absolutely. I hope you're all right and safe and healthy. And I hope you're all going to take part in the clap to the NHS and carers at 8 o'clock tonight. We're going to do that. So lovely people, you ready for this? Okay, so this, my friends, is we haven't done the video yet. This is a beautiful homemade soda bread. Okay, this came out of the oven about 10 minutes ago. It's very beautiful. Let me show you. This is a bread. Look, if you have a look, hollow sounding, just beautiful. Okay, so we're going to make this. I promise you, I have the simplest recipe that you will find on the internet. Okay, so I've got a couple of recipes at jamieoliver.com and they're very delicious. But in times like this, I think we need more simplicity. So I'm going to make it first, and then Buddy's going to make a batch. So Buddy is going to concentrate. And guys, both me and Buddy, we send you all of our love. I know it's such weird times. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. We're going to get through this. And it's an amazing time to reflect. Today's been a nightmare, just having family with the kids for a day, and working is quite hard, juggling the two. But we've got a few things to do, fun things to do later after we've done this. So look, this is the sourdough loaf that we're going to make. Delicious. So whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch, whether it's toasting it thereafter, it took me 1.5 minutes to make and about 15, 20 minutes in the oven, right? It's that. You can do it for breakfast. Imagine the smell in these annoyingly awful times, right? Imagine the smell of homemade bread in the morning. Hot, you know, jam, butter, little bacon sandwich. So we can do it, right? Homemade, so beautiful. Here's some little small ones, right? Which will just, you know, these will just open up and they're really, really, you know, you can see how hot they are there. Steaming hot. And these are just easy, happy-go-lucky little sort of rolls, scony type. So let's get on with this, lovely people. We've got 5,500 people, give or take. So let me just tell you, before we get on to the easiest recipe, by the way, I'm not going to rush this out. I want to take my time. I want to try and answer some questions from you lovely people. There's people from all around the world sending in comments. So bless you both. So I want to tell you where I came from, and also kind of a little bit of an insight how to my brain works. Like, so being a dyslexic boy, I kind of look at things differently. So practically, physically, mentally, like that's how I look at my job whenever I address something. So when I came up with this recipe, there's nothing genius about it. It's a straightforward, delicious soda bread that many countries do. Obviously, Irish soda bread is a very famous one. But I started using the scales, and I have to be honest, even as a chef, it started getting on my nerves. it started just because I have to start applying myself into, oh, God, here we go again. Right, I've got to weigh everything, count everything. And I think I'm just too impatient for that. So what I've done is get rid of the scales, right? And what I've done is give you the best recipe that you could dream of. So the one thing that I knew you people all around the world would have is, what do you love? What's one of your favourite things in a tin? You failed the game, buddy. Baked beans. It's not in there now. So I knew you'd have like a tin at home. You can sit on my lap if you want to. Look, it's so easy, this recipe. You can even have tin peaches. You can even have kids on your lap and you do it, right? So I know that you've got loads of tins in your home, right? So get rid of the scales. Forget the stress of weighing stuff out. Well, let's go cup style, tin style. So what we're going to do is just grab me some standard white flour. Now, I've got 1 tin of standard plain flour, okay? So we've got this going in. So just fill it up to the top, shake it flat. So 1 tin of your plain flour. Then, excuse me, little buds, I have some whole grain flour. So bear with me, lovely people. So I've got some whole grain flour. Now, obviously, the whole grain flour is using the whole grain, and therefore it's got more fibre, more nutrition, and more flavour. Okay. So just a little conversation about sort of fibre at the moment. We are talking, a lot of people are talking about what's the perfect diet to kind of make you, bust COVID-19. Look, a regular, good, balanced diet of, fruits and veggies, more fibre the better. This is what's going to look after your immune system, right? So good, solid, everyday, balanced diet. So if you've got a fella or a missus or a kid that just won't have enough fruit or veggies, then you've got to find clever ways to get it in them, right? So that's one thing. So we've got a blend of the whole wheat flour, whole grain flour, 1 tin, plain flour, 1 tin, and then classically you'd have buttermilk. And I bet most people in Britain can't find buttermilk at the moment. So you can swap out milk. You can put lemon in it if you want. If you put lemon in the milk, where did you get that idea from? Good lad. So if you put a little squeeze of lemon in there, you essentially make your own buttermilk, give or take, and it will start to sort of break down the milk. I find that milk works really, really well as a swap out, but you don't get the acidity. And even yogurt or milk and yogurt. But essentially, as long as the wet stuff.
How to get super fast Wi-Fi, anywhere, anytime, in 6 seconds. Internet providers don't.
Is 1 tin. That's the basic structure of the recipe, right? You got that? Is that or is that not the simplest recipe ever? So 1 tin of white flour, 1 tin of whole grain flour, 1 tin of milk, a generous pinch of salt to season the flour. If you wish, a little teaspoon of honey or sugar, just a little one. I prefer honey. And of course, the leavening agent, the rising agent, is going to be bicarbonate of soda. So as I'm sure, I haven't got a teaspoon, so I'm going to guess it. So 2 teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda. So the simplest recipe. And even for you great cooks out there that are probably watching this thinking, well, this is a recipe that you can do that has all the love and care in the world, but also you don't have to get the scales out. I think for parents out there with all these lovely kids around, you don't want to completely break your kitchen and cover it in rubbish, right? So we're going to mix this up. Let's have a little mix up, nice and slowly to start with. So it will look and feel like a batter. Now, what's genius about this recipe is it's not only a 1 tin method, which means every single one of you can have a go at this and have the joy and the smell of this beautiful bread. And bearing in mind, you can turn this bread around in 20 minutes, right? So if you've kind of got the munchies, you're thinking, oh, what can I do? You can knock it out really quickly. It's a slightly wet dough, right? And that's the trick, in my opinion, with these types of bread, like a soda bread. If you make it too dry, it will be dry. So the genius here, and the genius about the 1 tin method, is controlling the moisture. So I'll teach that. So Bugs is kind of like amping up the mixture now. It's getting quite firm. By the way, there's a little pimp that I love to do, which just puts more good stuff in there, and that's some porridge oats. Just a handful, right? Just a handful of porridge oats gives you that nice little bite and a bit of texture. So look, you can see it come together like this. So you can see it's quite wet, guys, yeah? Don't be afraid of that. And if you feel it's too wet, just add a little bit more flour. It's not the end of the world, but it's pretty much bang on. So as you start to, there's still more flour in the bottom, you see, so it's drying out as we speak. Go right to the bottom. So we'll now go onto a table, and I'm not really going to need it for very long. So, buddy, can you recite to all the people? We've got, how many? We've got 6,000 people watching. Can you tell them what the ingredients are? This is your test, because you're not at school now, so.
Plain flour, whole grain.
Hold it up, brother, be proud.
A tin of plain flour, a tin of whole grain flour, a pinch of salt, honey or sugar if you want.
Good lad. How much?
Teaspoon.
Good lad.
A teaspoon of baking soda.
2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons of baking powder and a handful of
Porridge oats optional. Now, I think it's probably likely that you've got porridge at home. So look, you can see the dough coming together. The genius is it's not too dry, right? So you want to move it around, you want to knead it a little bit, and you'll see it when it needs start to stick, and that's okay. You can just take a little bit of flour and just sort of dry the surface. But that's basically it, you lovely people. So that's your dough, and it's worth making it just a little drier. It's worth it. That's right. Let me take that back. I said the opposite thing. It's worth making it a little wetter. Okay? So we have the dough here like this. What we would normally do is just get ourselves a little tray, a little flour. We'll put that in there like that. Now, what you can do at this point is give it a little lubrication with some olive oil or butter melted, or you can even brush it with some eggs, but I think you guys are going to be a little bit more careful about your egg use at the moment. I will give it a little dust of, no, not flour. If you've got the porridge oats, it's quite nice to remind them of that. So just a little bit of that on top. And then get the knife, go down. Okay, quite deep, nearly all the way through. So that's it. Raw one, cooked one. Okay, so the genius of this, lovely people, is you don't need to prove it like a standard bread. You don't have to rest it, right? If you did want to make it the day before, the activation of the bicarbonate soda, right? The activation of that does not happen until it hits heat, okay? So if all the ingredients are cold, you're fine. So you can make this tonight, you can pop it in the fridge, and then bang it in the oven first thing in the morning. Booyaka! So that's nice. But remember, this is kind of the beginning of the narrative, okay? So, Bugs, if you can go and put that in the fridge for tomorrow, because there's no point in wasting it, right? Pop that in the fridge, my darling. We're going to make another batch just to kind of work through this. So here it is, lovely people. Next time you open your fruit, next time you do your baked beans, give it a rinse out, take the label off, and that is your measure. 1 cup of plain flour, 1 cup of whole grain flour, 1 cup of milk, or a blend of milk and yogurt. Have the good little teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of honey, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Buddy, over to you, my friend. I'm going to put this lovely loaf here at a slight angle as a reminder of our good work. Let's use one of these. Look at that.
You're sacrificing the bread.
I'm not sacrificing my bread. Okay, so Bud, you're now going to present your version, right? Just to show everyone and all the kids out there that they can do this for mummy or daddy.
If I forget.
So, you won't forget because I just taught you and you just taught them and you were absolutely bang on. So, let's get you some extra flour. So, entertain them while you're there. Okay. So that's the whole thing.
Thank you.
Tell them what's going in.
Does it have to be in chronological order?
In order now? No. But good question.
Okay. Whole wheat flour first.
1 tin. Keep telling them about the tin, brother. That's what makes it simple.
And then we have
Go for it.
a tin of plain flour, plain white flour.
Good lad.
Mix it together.
Go for it.
Tin of milk.
Slightly under a tin there, but you know, we'll let you get away with that. We can fix that if need be. Okay. Good lad.
Yeah. And then mix that together.
Beautiful. So beautiful. Beautiful. So beautiful.
Do you like this because Dad's cleaning down after you again?
Yeah.
Now, do you want to add the sugar and salt, my friend?
Yeah. Sugar.
So it's important to add the sugar and salt before you get it too dry. So a nice generous pinch of salt. If you don't season it with salt, it'll just be it'll like being eating air. You won't need all of that, just like that. Yeah, good lad. In you go. Perfect. So let's answer some questions while these guys. You carry on, my friend, and call me if you need me. I'm going to go around because. Oh, what about the porridge oats? Should we do a mouthful? Should we keep these? Should we keep these 3 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need love porridge.
Right. Let's answer some questions. Right, you lovely people. Can you use light buttermilk? Yes, you can, and you can use buttermilk, of course. What did they just? Oh, excuse me. I'm just banging everything. It's hard to control. Right. Had no burger rolls last night, so made my own. Last 2 were turned into pizza, and that's from Atty. Nice job. Good. Yeah, of course you can. Big guy. Well, before you add that, just check. That looks pretty good to me. No, you're good, son. You're good. No, trust the recipe. Trust the recipe. You're all right. So look, move that onto here now. And you've got all this to go on top. It has to be one of the easiest breads on the planet.
Oh, it's quite wet.
That's all right. But kind of mix, if you don't want it to stick to your fingers, so get all of that flour out. And just kind of move it around with your palms. And I'll give you a little extra flour just to dust with if your hands get sticky. Go on, my son. That's it. So don't move it too much, just kind of keep it quite light. So if you knead too deep into it, you're going to expose the moisture and then you're going to get sticky. So just kind of almost just move it, roll it. Go on. Right, let's answer some questions from these dear people. Love the soda bread. Mum used to make this when she was little. God, there's so many questions coming in. It's amazing. This is showing the benefits of kids learning to cook. Absolutely. Marco, can we use yeast instead of baking soda? Yeah, you can, but then it wouldn't be baking. Then it wouldn't be soda bread. It would be bread. But yes, to 1 kilo of flour, use 1 sachet, 7 grams of yeast, and about 600 mils of water. So when do you put the soda? When do you put the soda, and how much of it? So 2 teaspoons of soda, guys. 2 teaspoons of soda. What's the difference between soda bread and baking soda, bicarb of soda? Just basically, bicarb is just a different raising agent. Bicarbonate of soda does a similar job, which is create, essentially raising. But I would go for the bicarb of soda for this one. Or if you've got self-raising, wholemeal flour and/or self-raising white flour, you can use that instead with pretty good results. Pretty good results. Right, buddy, that's really good. So if I may, I'll go back to answering some questions in a second. Just go and give that a little rub out that tin, my darling. Yeah, so look, we've done this loaf here that you can see, which is very beautiful. And then just to show you that it's a platform for you to be creative. Look, that's just a standard little, it's nothing special. You can cut it and shape it any way you like, but you can also flavor it any way you like. But what's quite nice here is when I'm doing these recipes, I'm trying to simplify them to make them really easy for you guys at home. And also there's a lot of people that don't cook, that haven't cooked before, that are joining the fray and the conversation. And by the way, if you're watching this, please share it on your social media platforms, just so you can share it with your friends. Any of your friends that think could do with a little bit of a help, just share it so they get to watch it as well. So we've made the traditional loaf. And what we can do now is sort of roll it out. So I can't quite see what's going on. Let's just move that for a second so you can see what's going on the dance floor. So what we can do here is we could use a rolling pin, but we actually don't need one. We can just push it out like this. So Buds, if you can push this out to about 1 inch thick, my son. So when I'm writing these recipes for you guys, I'm trying, because I know there's a lot of people that haven't cooked before and a lot of kids getting involved, and you might not have all the equipment. So you could use a rolling pin, easy. You could use one of those, but actually you can see that just using your hands, why use a piece of equipment if you don't need it? So we'll push this out to about 1 inch thick.
How much is it?
And then what you could do is just grab that for me, Buzz. I could go and get a cookie cutter and cut out the shape that you want, but we're not going to do that because we're trying to help these local people. We're going to use the tin again, right? So what we can do is, now Buddy's got this to 1 inch. If you push this on here, by the way, you'll see some milk going in there. That's fine because that can be part of the glaze. Push down like that, all the way to the bottom. But also you've compressed the air, and you can just lob that straight out, easy. So you can use that as your cutter, like that. Make sure you lube up. Oh, by the way, when we're talking about lubrication, everybody, these, I never thought I'd ever say this, and I'm not paid for this at all. Philip Ibero, that I've got nothing to do with, have this spray oil, which is blooming brilliant. And it just means you get a really even distribution. I mean, of course you can just dribble it on, but sometimes when you're taking things out of the oven and you want to give them a little sort of glaze, it's quite handy. I've never really said things like that, but it's blooming useful. So there's my one. Bud, go on, you have a go, my friend. And these are quite, again, you're just using the tin to be your best friend, really. And of course, once we've finished with the tin, just put it in the dishwasher or wash it up, and we'll keep it. Good lad. Yeah, do one more, and then we'll have another little play with these lovely people. So what's quite nice is anyone that's just joined, because I can see new people have joined. Thanks, actually. Welcome. We're just making soda bread. So once I finish this video, we'll repost it, and you guys can watch it from the start. Basically, it's the simplest soda bread recipe in the world. 1 tin of plain flour, 1 tin of whole grain flour, 1 tin of milk, a good pinch of salt, a teaspoon of honey, and 2 teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda. Yes, you can swap it out for white and brown self-raising flour if you have it. You just mix it up. We've made this beautiful loaf here. Sorry to have a little refresher on. This is the loaf we've made. Buddy's made a batch. I've made a batch. He's now turned his dough into these beautiful little rolls. And just to kind of give you a sense of fun, so you can own it and make this recipe your own, me and Buds are going to roll this out and
make shapes.
We could make shapes, and I'll give you some to make. You can have the leftovers for shapes. Bless you. Kids love to make shapes. What we could do is just push this out, and we could flavour it, and you could almost make like a breakfast. You know, a lot of people who love a croissant or a pain au chocolat, right? Getting some of that stuff in this environment with the supermarket sold out stuff, forget it, right? So again, what I'm trying to do is give you little excuses and platforms to build in little bits of fun with your kids and have guaranteed recipes that work, and also be experimental, and also just kind of feel like you're turning this negative time into something positive. I think the dinner table is a beautiful thing for that. But why don't you do this, my darling? Because I'm sort of, yeah.
I was going to say, I saw a lot of people saying it. You forgot to say, when you said it again,
Yeah.
you forgot to say the soda.
Did I? Where did you see that?
A lot of people said it.
Did you see it then?
Yeah.
See, I can't see it because my eyes are gone. Why do you not tell me?
So I couldn't, you're speaking.
Well, I've said it about 10 times. So what are you trying to say, that you did the recipe better than me? You probably did. So yes, 2 teaspoons. I just said 2 teaspoons of soda. Or was that the time before?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll away, son.
Or something.
Yeah, well, next time tell me, and then I don't have to make a plonker of myself. This live cooking malarkey is not as easy as it was all made out to be. So due to the panic, I can't buy flour here in Australia. Yeah, I know, the panic buying's a nightmare. Hello from Chicago. Gluten-free. Yeah, we've got gluten-free versions. Go to Jamie. Any recipes you want, guys. There are thousands of recipes for all types of people. Veggie, vegan, gluten-free. On jamieoliver.com. They're all free, so fill your boots. Sun-dried tomatoes, basil would also be nice in that. And that's from Cole. Very nice, I love that. So this is a really, guys, give me your combinations. This is good, because Cal or Cole just set the stall out very well by saying he likes to flavour his. So think of things that you love. So it could be like, you could have in there like some spring onions, cheese and onions, cheese and onion crisps, cheese and onion little sort of, you know, you could put that through the mix, or you could stuff it into the middle. You can have fun with it. What we want to do now with this is try and create something a bit more breakfasty. And any ripe bananas, you could use things like Nutella, not that there's much nuts in it, but everyone seems to love it, which is good.
I had Nutella pancake once. No, not a Nutella pancake.
Nutella pancake.
A Nutella pizza.
Did you have a Nutella pizza?
With marshmallows.
With marshmallows?
Yeah.
Who did that?
Me.
Oh, there you go. That'll get your sugar going. So look, get this nice and thin, like that. And it's about 1/2 centimetre thick. I would then, but is there any butter? Can you go and grab some butter from somewhere?
This is the Patriot power generator, and when the power goes out in my...
Hi guys, I hope you're all well. Sorry, and these like live things are kind of fun, right? They're just, I'm trying to keep up with Mediterranean style breakfast bread is amazing. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that's from another book. I can't remember what book 2, I think. I bake sourdough, but I'm going to try this one too. Yeah, sourdough is like for the dons, right? That is like the ultimate. That's natural yeast, fully fermented doughs. Is that moist? Excuse fingers, guys, but you know, we're live, so we've got little nuggets of butter. So we're going to get on. So think about the butter you'd normally put on toast. We'll put that in our little soda bread here. But we go and raid Mum's stash of chocolate. and get me a bar of her chocolate. Just don't, for whatever you say, do not tell her I was taking it. She won't watch this as well. So you can stud this with basically butter. You can stud it with chocolate, nice chocolate, cheap old nasty chocolate. Fill your boots, mate. We're in lockdown. Do what you like. Most bets are off. And you can put some crushed nuts in there. Chocolate orange.
Which one?
Mint. Right. This is not product placement, by the way. So this is Jules's stash of roasted hazelnut. So yeah. Have a little batch.
Mum's chocolate.
Oh, you won't hate it when you put it in your mouth.
Oh, it's really...
All right, son. All right, take it easy. So, Buddy's very good stealing. Let's just take half of it, otherwise she might. We'll put the chocolate in, but go and just place this around. So, yeah, if you think like combinations, so chocolate and nuts, chocolate hazelnuts, because that's the flavour anyway. Are you eating it? Good job, River's not here, he'd go mad. My youngest son, River, is 3.5, and he's literally... If anyone's ever seen the film Seed of Chucky, then that's basically right. No, you can't watch it. So it's quite nice if you break up the chocolate small, just because we're going to roll it up. But there's no rules here. Essentially, we're trying to just like create a flavour. So we've got butter in there, you've got chocolate and nut. I think that's probably enough. It's all going to melt and go oozy. If there wasn't nuts in that chocolate, you just think about combos that you like. So if it's like orange, just a little bit of orange zest off a grater makes it sound like the tiniest little bit. Just roll that up, son. Makes all the difference.
Chocolate delight.
Yes, certainly is. So
Chocolate taco.
Chocolate taco, burrito. Okay, so we're now going to massage it into shape.
We like get the edges.
The butter will melt in between it. So let's cut it into half, quarters, and then what you can do, just place them upside down here. Now what we'll do is we'll... No, you're not having this for pudding. We'll have this for breakfast in the morning. So once you put them in there, just push them down. Can you see this? Sorry, I'm not sure. So just push it down. When you do it, buds. It's kind of like cinnamon roll, right? So put it in. You can see you've got the swirls in there. Chocolate, hazelnuts. Go on, boy. Nice.
I'm missing.
And these are the ends. I've got two here. Let's just move these along. There. So there we go, lovely people. We have a loaf that's gone in the oven, right? Oh, no, we're in the fridge. So go and put these in the fridge as well. What you can do here, guys, is you can brush these with eggs, but you probably won't waste eggs at the moment. A little olive oil or butter, delicious. Obviously, the chocolate here will melt. They will kind of rise up into these, hot and fluffy, crisp on the outside, soft on the inside. You can put those in the fridge, darling boy. So that's it. Let me have a little look at what's going on here. Because if I'm really honest. So here we go. That's the original there. Sourdough. Beautiful. George, you going to come and say hello? Come on then. Let's just go. Here, the wife's coming in.
Use my chocolate?
No, but I think Buddy got some for. Do you want to see this this lovely soda bread?
Wow, it's amazing.
Do you want to say hello? You have to go into, there you go. My wife.
Let me go in the middle.
Oh, how'd you ruin it?
Where is the youngest one?
Oh, David's watching TV, it's fine.
Thank God for that. Okay. We will try and do one with River at some stage, but cooking with 3.5-year-olds, especially River, is an interesting phenomenon. Buddy's going to take this opportunity to say sorry for stealing her chocolate.
Sorry.
You just did actually, wrote. said it very quietly.
Can I do you a little slice?
Yes.
A little bit of butter?
Can I have a spoon?
We'll do this one.
Yeah, go on, you try a bit of cookie because I've got dinner, so I had a small slice.
Still steaming. Are you still controlling? Are you still on a G forward? What's your problem? Why are you laughing? What are you laughing about?
This whole thing is quite stressful, isn't it?
What, going live? Or just being locked
just
down?
coronavirus.
Oh, tell everyone how you're doing with coronavirus lockdown.
Everything. How I'm doing?
Yeah.
It's pretty stressful, actually. Oh, we've got pasta pesto coming.
Mum, we're live.
Homemade jar.
Actually, this is your one, Jules.
What?
Yeah, eat live on telly. Let's get this, because if you know.
You washed your hands?
Yes, I've washed my hands and done happy birthday 3 times. By the way, who else's hands are getting red raw? Gee whiz.
Mine is so bad.
How nice is that, Mum? Are you failing to eat?
No, it's like my celebrating my favourite, so.
I heard her say it's really nice.
So listen, that's it from the Olivers.
I can't say the comments, but they could be awful.
The comments could be awful, but how can they be awful? We're giving them a bit of love. I've given them the easiest soda bread recipe on the planet. Don't even worry about the scales. Go on, you read out some comments, Jill.
Hi, buddy.
To be honest, the only reason I haven't been reading out the comments is because my eyes, it's all blurry to me, so I'm like getting old.
Hi from the Philippines, bud.
Hey, Philippines!
It's nice. Hi. Where can I watch this from the start?
I'm gonna, as soon as this finishes, I'll repost it, and you'll see it on my Facebook page with the latest video that's gone out. And we've done pretty well. We've maintained about 5,000 to 6,000 people all the way through. People come, people go, people from all around the world.
All right, we got some pretty cool recipe ideas out of that. I have never heard of soda bread personally, but we really. Let's see. We really are looking forward to what's about to happen with this programming. So for anybody that is tuning in that wasn't tuned in earlier, I'm David. I'll be your host from behind the boards with Generations Unlimited. I almost got it right. It's a mirror, so I always do the wrong hand. Coming up, we have aerobics and yoga with Clemson Snap Ed. Clemson Snap Ed is an organization that I should probably change it to their brand. Is an organization out of Clemson, but they serve all of the South Carolina. They provide services like the ones that they're helping us with. Today, we're going to be doing aerobics and yoga, but in the future, we are looking at potentially bringing them to us, to Barnwell, to do some in-person programming, including maybe a cooking class. So if you guys are interested, if you're watching this video and you're interested in that, comment on this post, message us at Generations Unlimited through the Barnwell Senior Centers, either Blackville Senior Center, Gail Reyes Senior Center, or you can message the local motion page that we share all of this stuff on as well. But you guys are not here to see me. No more from me. I'm going to bring on the lovely Samantha and Leah. Samantha and Leah, I'm hoping that you guys are ready because I'm just going to throw you into this stream. And there we go. There's Samantha. And Leah, I don't see your picture, but I'm just going to hit the button anyways. Right on time. What's up, guys? How are you guys doing? Tell me how your week was. We're really excited to have you here.
Hey, David. So we're doing good. And we're excited to be doing our 7th week of chair yoga as well as aerobics. So if you've been with us from the beginning, welcome back. We're doing it again. And even adding a couple extra exercises on the end because I like to challenge you. And quite frankly, if we're not doing a little bit of light sweating when you're working out with me, or at least getting some sort of zen going on, then I just have to work a lot harder. So without further ado, shall we get started?
we shall get started, which I understand what you're saying. You're saying, David, leave us alone. And I will. You guys have a fantastic class. I'll see you on the back end.
All right, David. All right, so welcome once again to the Clemson Snap Education Chair Yoga as well as Light Cardio and Aerobics class. I am super duper excited to be here with you all today. Leah, as well as myself, are definitely geared up and ready to go so that we can start this 7th week, y'all. We've been at this for 7 weeks. What have you been doing for 7 weeks? Like, have you been taking a nap? Have you been dealing with all this nonsense going on? Have you been checking the news? Honestly, I hope you've been taking a break from the news, really. Going to work. What have you been up to these past 7 weeks? Let us know in the comments. Also, super excited. But like David said, we're working on some new programming ideas. And so we're very, very ecstatic to try to get those planned out and then rolled out for you all super duper soon. Okay, so without further ado, as per usual, we got to start with our neutral spine exercise. Neutral spine exercise, because remember, proper posture is every doggone thing. Whew, where'd my sunlight go? It's fine. Sometimes we all need a break. Even the sun does too. All right, so let's get into it. So we have our neutral spine exercise, and as per usual, proper positioning, proper posture is every doggone thing. Whether you're sitting in the chair at home, whether you're sitting at the Pee Wee baseball games, whether you're sitting in your wheelchair, whether you are sitting in the car for those drives to the grocery store or to go see your grandbabies or grandparents. Proper posture makes for a healthy body, a happy body, one that's not in pain or filled with cramps. So let's get into it. Every doggone thing. You are so right, David. Listen, quote me on it. Quote me. All right, so let's get started. Neutral spine position, all right? So of course, we are going to rock back and forth. If you're leaning too far forward, not mountain pose yet. What you doing, David? So we're gonna lean and rock back and forth. If you're leaning too far forward, that means that you're not in your proper positioning. If you're leaning too far back, that means that you're not in your proper positioning. You're not going to have good posture. If you're leaning off to the side like this, watching this video instead of playing along, I see you, and I'm only slightly judging you. Participate. All right. So go ahead and sit up as straight as you can, and then go ahead and just rock back and forth. All right. Because we want to find that middle ground. All right. Not too far forward, not too far back. You want to find that middle ground because that's when your pelvis is going to be in its proper positioning, and then we can start working on the rest of the body. All right. So go ahead, lean back and forth, find that proper positioning, not too far back, not too far forward, but right there in the middle. That's where we want to be. And I'm appreciating that my son is back from her lunch break because I couldn't see myself. All right. So we found our proper positioning for our pelvis. Now we need to do our heart over our pelvis. All right. So imagine your pelvis is kind of like a bowl that's going to catch your heart. If you are sitting up straight with your pelvis in its proper positioning, then your heart should drop right into that bowl. And then your head should go right over your heart. All right. So pelvis in its proper positioning, not too far forward, not too far back, right there in the middle, heart right over your pelvis, head over your heart. All right. Next thing we're going to do, breathing exercises. All right. So let's go ahead and get breathing. You're probably saying, look, Samantha, I've been breathing for like 5 minutes. What are we doing? These breathing exercises are going to help us to focus on ourselves in this current moment, as well as to kind of help us relax, all right? And also making sure that we're breathing properly. Sometimes when we're stressed or we're holding on to that tension, we tend to hold our breath, especially when we're exercising, because there's a lot of tension when we're exercising, when we're pumping iron or doing whatever it is that we're doing. When we're stressing, we tend to accidentally hold our breath because when we're tense, that's what we do. So we want to make sure that we're releasing tension, A, that we're relaxing, B, and that we are focusing on this particular moment. So if someone is cutting up and being crazy, just go ahead and close the door. It's fine. They'll be fine. They'll be on the other side. It's okay. Go ahead, close the door, lock all that other nonsense out. They're not here right now. It's just us. 3, 5, 6, or 7 people. Who knows? I can't really see you, so that's fine. So if you're wearing your PJs or not, I can't tell. So let's get into it. So we're gonna go ahead, have our proper posture. We're gonna just do some in through the nose, out through the mouth, breathing, all right? So let's go. That's 1, we'll do 5. So let's go for our second one. That's 2, 3. All right, let's go for 4. Good, nice, nice, nice. Let's make this last one a real deep and slow breath, all right? So we're gonna breathe in real deep and then release it nice and slow, nice and easy does it, all right? So let's breathe in. Deep, 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 deep. Hold it. And then breathe out nice and slow. All right, now we're gonna do more deep breathing exercises. So the next one, if you're new here, if you're new here, this one is our diaphragmatic breathing. If you've been here before, you already know what's about to happen. Remember, we want to expand our lungs, all right? Expand the lungs. You don't want to expand your tummy because your diaphragm is sitting right here. So you want to expand your lungs, not your tummy. All right, and so that's what you should be feeling as you're breathing in, okay? So you should feel sort of your lungs kind of come out to the side like this. If you're feeling this motion, you're not doing it right. You wanna feel this guy. All right, exactly. So we're gonna go in through the nose, out through the mouth. And as we're breathing in, we're gonna feel our lungs expand, and then we're gonna let that air out through our mouth and feel our lungs come together. There's a word for that, or for some constrict, restrict, it's fine. How many college degrees does it take to remember one word? We'll tell you afterwards. All right, so let's begin. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's 1, breathe in. Breathe out. That's 2. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's 3. Breathe in. Breathe out. That is 4. One more time, make it a big one. Breathe in. And breathe out. Perfection, perfection, perfection. Now, just like we did last week, we're gonna do some more of those humming breaths because the funny noises make me happy. So that's what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna do some more humming breathing. And essentially, you're going to breathe in, and then as you breathe out, you're going to make sort of a humming noise, just all right? And that's just, again, going to help you focus on your now, focus on where you are currently. And it's also, the vibrations are said to help relieve stress. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into that. We're going to do that 5 times. Now, same thing, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And as you breathe out, make a sort of humming noise, just all right, so let's do it. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's 1. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. breathe out. Last one, make it a good one. Breathe in. And breathe out. All right, ladies, gentlemen, guys, gals, and all the other pals. Let's go ahead and get into our chair yoga. All right, so we always start off with our chair yoga, just to get a little bit of flexibility and relaxation going on. Then we're gonna do some light cardio and then take it down a notch as we end out that cardio. Do some deep breathing and then we'll be done for the day. All right, so let's get into it. So first things first, of course, is mountain pose. Now you can throw it up there, David. Mountain pose. All right. And as we have done in the past, let me scooch my chair back just a little bit, is you want to go ahead and find your proper neutral spine positioning, get in that proper posture pose, and then we're just going to take it down, bending at the waist, bending forward, bring it on down, and then ease it back on up. All right, so that bad boy is for demonstration purposes. If you did it with us, that's awesome. That just means you did one extra. All right, so now we're gonna take it down for 5 times. So here we go. Let's go down 1, bend at the hips, don't bend your back. And then bring it on up. That's 1. Bend at the waist, and remember to keep your face forward. Don't let your head drop down. You're gonna put tension on your neck, and that's not fun. And then bring it on back up for number 2. Great, 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 great. All right, let's take it down for number 3. Bend at the waist, you champions. It's all in the hips. And then bring it back up for number 3. All right. And then bend down again. Don't forget to breathe, and then bring it on back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. All right, all right, all right. That was number 4. So let's take it down one more time for number 5. Nice and easy does it. Nice and easy does it. This isn't a rush me kind of show. This is a take your time, honey. And then bring it on back up for number 5. All right, so next thing we're going to do is our sun salutations. We're going to greet the day, call in some positivity, and claim it, all right? Because it's going on 1 in the afternoon, and quite frankly, if you have a few more hours left in your workday on this Wednesday, we gonna need it, honey. So let's go ahead and get into those sun salutations. I'm going to do mine standing. Leah, of course, will do hers seated. Pause for just a moment. You ever had your auntie Brenda call you in the middle of a program? That's fine. Not that she has anything important to talk about, but you know how aunties are. She just wanted to bring out the good news, but that's all right. So let's go ahead and do our sun salutations. So let's go ahead and bring our hands right there in front of our hips. Let's go ahead and greet the day, greet the sun, greet the afternoon. Bring our hands together into prayer pose. Bring them back down in front of our chest. Open wide for all the good things to come. And then claim them, pull them back down to your side. That's how it's done, ladies and gents and pals. So one more time in front of us. This is number 2. Hands together. Back down in front of us. Opening wide for positivity, great blessings, achievements you're going to have in about 5 minutes. And then bring them down to your side. All right, that's number 3. Up again. Hands in prayer pose. Bringing them down in front of us. Opening wide for all the goodness. We're letting Auntie Brenda in. It's okay, we'll call her back later. And then we're going to claim it, claim it, claim it. There we go. That's number 4. Let's do one more. Up again. Prayer pose. Down. Open wide. And claim it. All right, perfection, perfection, perfection. All right, let's do our seated spinal twist. If you've been here for a while, you know what's up. If you're new, I'll demonstrate. So with our seated spinal twist, we're just going to keep our hips facing forward, our legs facing forward, and we're just going to take it back to the side, stretch our arm on out, and we're going to hold that for 5 seconds on each side. And again, this is just to go ahead and bring some dexterity to that spinal cord. Get you flexing, get you moving, and maybe pop a few of those bad boys, but not in a bad way, because we don't want to throw our backs out. All right, so let's get started. 5 on each side. Let's start with number 1. Let's go ahead and take it back. And hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring it back to the front. Remember, this isn't a rush me game. We're taking our time and relaxing our way through it. Take it back for number 1 on the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Ooh, that feels great. Take it back for number 2. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on slowly back to the front. All right, now bring it back for number 2 on the other side. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back slowly. Feel that relaxation. Release that tension in your shoulders. That's all right. Now bring it back for number 3. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to the front. Nice and easy does it. All right, bring it back for number 3 on the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And let's bring it back for number 4. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly, slowly, slowly ease it on down. Let's take it back for number 4 on the other side. And 5, 4. Remember to breathe, y'all. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. All right, last one. Last 2, actually, because it's got to be on both sides now. Don't want to be lopsided. So let's go ahead and take it on back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Last rep, last repetition. Take it on back. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back to center. All right, let's do our seated half moon twist now. Seated half moon twist, all right? So again, that is in our T pose. When we're ready to lean to whichever side we wish to lean to, we're going to flip that hand or that palm upward, skyward, and we're just gonna lean that way. Hold it for 5 seconds, then bring it back to center. Turn that palm side down, and then turn the other opposite hand on up, and then take it over to that side, all right? Now, if you start to feel a little tension in your arms and it begins to hurt too much, feel free to put your hands in the air like this. It's okay. You still get that stretch in so long as you're leaning. All right, ready, set, begin. Right palm up, lean it to your right, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do the left side. Take it on over and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, bring it on back to the middle. Right palm skyward. Get over for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on to the middle. Flip that palm down, left palm up, take it on over. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on back to the middle, face it down. Right palm up. We're on number 3 now. Hang in there. Take it on over. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on in the middle. Flip it on down. Bring that next one up and take it on over. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on over. Shake those arms loose if you're feeling that tension. All right, 2 more. So 2 repetitions. So we got 4 and 5 to go. So technically we have 4 more. All right, let's do it. So right palm up, lean it on over. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on to center, flip that palm over. Next one's up. This is number 2. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to center, flip that palm on over. All right, 2 more. We got this. All right, turn it up. Bring it on over for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on to the middle. Last one, guys, you're absolute champions. Flip that palm on over and then take it to the side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Absolute perfection. Release the tension in those arms. Roll those shoulders a little bit. If you're feeling it, that's good. All right, so let's do those seated calf stretches next. Seated calf stretches. All right. So we're going to go ahead and come to the edge of our chairs. Place our left foot firmly flat on the ground. Take our right leg extended out in front of us, keeping our right heel on the ground. We're going to take that right big toe and pull it back towards our chest, all right? So that right big toe should be kind of bending backwards towards our chest, all right? Do that until you feel a stretch, not till you feel pain, but till you feel a stretch, all right? If you like to get an extra stretch in, you can reach down, grab that big toe and pull it back towards your chest, all right? And again, you're gonna do that till you feel a stretch, not pain, but a stretch. All right, we're gonna hold that for 15 seconds for each leg, because again, we don't wanna be lopsided. All right, so let's do it. So pull that big old toe back and hold that for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on back up nice and easy. Does it nice and slow, all right? Remember, keep that proper posture, all right? Pelvis in its proper position, heart over pelvis, head over heart. We don't want to lose our good posture in the middle of these exercises. All right, go ahead and bring that right leg back up, right foot flat and firm on the ground. Left leg extended out in front of us with our heel on the ground, and we want to bend that back toe towards our chest. Do it, do it, do it. And we're going to hold that for 15 seconds, all right? So let's do it. 15, 14, 13, 12, remember to breathe, y'all. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now nice and easy does it. Nice and easy does it. And we're back into mountain toes. All right, we're back into mountain pose for 5 stretches. All right, mountain pose. Here we go, proper posture. Let's take it on down for number 1. And bring it on back up. Take it down for number 2. And bring it on back up. Take it down for number 3. Bend at that waist. And bring it on back up. Take it down for number 4. And bring it on back up. Last one. Take it down for number 5. Bring it on back up. All right, now let's get into our marching in place and our jabbing. So, if you're seated in your chair, of course, you're simply going to lift your legs off the ground as high as you please. If you are standing like myself, then we're just going to go ahead and begin marching. Get those feet up off the ground as high as you can, as high as you can. Jabs and marching in place is what we're doing at this particular moment. All right, so let's go ahead and keep marching for 15, 14, remember to breathe, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's jab. Add those in there. Exactly. Perfection. For 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's do our side-to-side stretches. If you're seated in your chair, you're just going to go to the side and stretch out while bringing that leg in front of you. So sort of a boop, boop. All right. And then if you're standing up with me, you're just going to extend out to the side like so. Feeling those stretches, all right? Extend that leg out, extend that arm out. We're going to do those. Let's do 10. I'm feeling good this Wednesday. Let's do 10. Now, again, if you're not feeling too great today, say you took your medicine a little late or your arthritis is acting up, that's all right. Take you a break because real champions and real winners know breaks are necessary. All right, so let's do this. 10 for each side. Ready? Let's do it. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. Hang in there. 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9. Last one. 10. Get it on the other side and 10. Perfection. All right, so the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is get our balance on. And so, for those of you who are seated, what you'll do is you'll simply have a seat or keep seated and let that leg up off the ground as high as you can. We'll hold that for 15 seconds per leg. For those of you who are standing up with me, you'll simply lift the leg up high off the ground as you can. And for a little bit of extra balance practice, you can hold your arms up in front of you. Of course, you can use a walk assist such as your walking cane or your walker to help with that. But we're going to practice our leg lifts, which again, add for our balance when we're getting on and off curves, we're going up and down stairs, or when we're just playing with the grandkids. Let me scooch back just a little bit. All right, perfect. So we're going to hold it for 15 seconds per leg because we don't want to be lopsided. So ready? I'm throwing my right leg out first. So ready? Begin, lift that bad boy up as high as you can get it off the ground. Hold it for 15 seconds. So 15, 14, 13, 12, remember to breathe, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, ease that bad boy down nice and slowly. Do not drop it. That's a great way to hurt your joints. All right, now switch over to the opposite leg. And when you're ready, let's lift it up and hold it for 15 seconds. So 15, 14, 13, 11, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and drop that leg. Nice and easy does it. All right, let's go ahead and do our posture stretches. So with our posture stretch, let me try to stay in camera when I'm doing this for you. So with our posture stretches, we're just gonna bring our shoulder blades together like so. Bring your shoulder blades together, place those palms outward, and then go ahead and take your head skyward. So look skyward. And we're gonna hold that for about 10 seconds, okay? And that right there, we're just gonna feel a little bit of tension in our shoulders, and then as we release them, that's when we're gonna feel that release of tension, that release of pressure, and it's gonna feel pretty good, all right? So let's begin. Palms outward, facing forward. Look up to the sky. Go ahead and squeeze those shoulder blades together, and we'll hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Release. There you go. All right, so let's get into our shoulder stretches. So go ahead and take that arm across your chest. Cup it. And then stretch that arm out. So reach through the wall, statue, lamp, whatever's next to you. Your friends, so you can slap them up against the ear. Reach out. Or as they say in church, reach out and touch somebody. All right. And hold that for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on in, bring it on back, bring it on in. All right, next one, next one, next one. Bring that arm on over. Cup it ever so gently. And then reach with that arm. Reach out like you're about to touch somebody. Grab your neighbor, give them a good shake. Hold that for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it on down nice and easy, nice and easy, nice and easy. All right, next things next is our shoulder rolls. All right, so I'll go ahead and take a seat for that one. I think I can sit down with y'all this time. So with our shoulder rolls, we'll just do 10 forward and 10 backwards. Ready? Let's do it. So nice and easy does it. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now that's forward. Let's hit the reverse. Remember to breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, give it a good one, 10. All right, perfection, perfection, perfection. All right, so let's go ahead and get into these single knee circles. Single knee circles. All right, so for those of you who are new, again, we're just gonna cup the bottom of our knees, sort of interlock our fingers to give us a little bit of assistance if you're able to. Otherwise, simply cup the bottom of your knee, or the back of your knee, I should say. Hold that bad boy up, and we're just gonna do 5 circles to the right, and then 5 circles to the left. All right, and then we'll do some hip stretches for each side. But stretching out those hips is pretty doggone important, especially if you're riding in the car for long periods of time or sitting for long periods of time. In an office chair, in your car, on a couch. I see you, but not really though. So let's go ahead and cup the back of our knee and take it around in those 5 circles to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now that's to the right. Let's take it to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, now let's go ahead and do those hip stretches. So go ahead and take your right leg, right foot, right behind your left knee, all right? Don't put it on your left knee because we don't want to hurt that joint. Now, put it right behind and then scooch back just a little bit. I'm getting some pretty good like field of view here in my camera, so let's go. All right, right behind that knee, not on it. And then we're just gonna bend at the waist, just like we do with mountain pose, keeping our head up, and we're just gonna feel that stretch and we're gonna hold it for about 15 seconds, okay? So let's do it. If you need to take a break, take that break. All right, hands on our hips, proper posture. Pelvis in its proper seating, heart over pelvis, head over heart. And let's get into it. Bend it on forward, keep that face up. All right, and hold that for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, remember to breathe, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up nice and slowly. We're going to go ahead and take that leg down. Nice and easy does it. Nice and easy does it. And let's go ahead and do those single knee circles on the left leg or the whatever opposite leg that you haven't done yet. So let's go ahead and cup the back of our knee. And then let's take it 5 times to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Go ahead and place that leg down nice and gently. Bring that left foot up, right behind our knee, not on it, but behind it. And then, we did just a moment ago, let's go ahead and take her down. So, proper posture. And bend it on forward. For 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. Now the next thing we're going to do is Well, first off, we're going to take our foot down. Nice and easy, does it? And we're going to do our chair-assisted downward dog. If you are seated, yes. If you are seated in your chair, you're just simply going to bring your arms up next to your head and then bend at the waist nice and forward, keeping your arms level with your head. And that's when you'll start to feel that stretch, a little bit of that tension. That's the good stuff. If you like to stand up with me, we're just going to place our chair in front of us, grab onto the back of our chair, and then walk it back until our back, our head, and our arms are level. And we'll hold that for 15 seconds, all right? So, ready? Begin. Go ahead and walk it on back with me. If you're seated in your chair, arms next to your head. And just bend it on down. Let's hold that for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it on back up. Nice and easy does it. All right. So let's do some arm circles. Arm circles. So we're going to go ahead and make that T-pose again, proper posture. And we're going to do 10 forward, 10 backwards. So let's bring it around. 1, 2, 3. Remember to breathe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now 10 backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Release that tension. Let's go ahead and do some neck stretches, all right? And we'll be back up again off of our feet or on our feet. All right, so let's go ahead and do those neck stretches. So again, you don't want to bring your ear all the way down to your shoulder. That's causing too much stress and tension. You just want to bring your ear about halfway down until you feel a nice stretch in your neck. And you're going to hold that for about 15 seconds, okay? So let's do that for 15. Remember to breathe. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring it up nice and slowly. Let's take a deep breath real quick. And take it to the other side. And we're going to hold that for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it on back up, bring it on back up. Deep breath with me. Alrighty then. Let's get into our heel toe stretches. So what we're going to do is if you're sitting in your chair, you'll simply lift your feet off the ground until you're on your tiptoes. For those of us who are standing with me, heel toe stretches, yep. For those of you who are standing with me, you'll simply use the back of your chair and elevate yourself onto your tiptoes. Hold it for a second and then ease on down with me, all right? We're going to do 15 of those. Now, this is for strength building, getting those leg muscles built up, all right? It's also a good way to help with your balance as well. So, ready, set, begin. So we're going to go up and down 1, up and down 2, up and down 3. All right, keep going, up and down 4, up and down 5, up and down 6, up and down 7, up and down 8, up and down 9. Now we're going to start to hold it a little longer. Up, hold it, and down 10, up, hold it, and down 11, up, and hold it, and down 12, up, and hold it, down 13, getting there, 2 more, up, and hold it, and down 14, 1 more, up, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and down 15. All right, perfection, perfection, perfection. So now that we've done our heel toe stretches, the next thing that we're going to do is our squats. So let's go ahead and turn our chairs to the sides. And we're going to put our feet at least shoulder width apart. We're going to hang on to the back of our chairs for support because we don't want to go toppling anywhere. And we don't want to face our chairs because we don't want our knees knocking into the back of our chairs, all right? So the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is our squat. I'm going to take it down 5 times, all right? So let's begin. Go down 1, down 2, hold it, up. All right, down 3, hold it, and up. Down 4, and up. 1 more, guys, and down 5, and up. All right, next thing we're going to go ahead and work on is walking to the side. Now, I know that sounds a little strange, but for those of you who use a walk assist, such as a walker or a cane, sometimes sidestepping can be a little difficult. There's sort of a scooch you got to do in order to get where you need to be. Don't worry about it. So let's go ahead, plant our feet firmly, shoulder length apart. And we're just going to step to the side. If you're using a walk assist, go ahead and carry it with you. All right? So we're going to step to the side. Step to the side. Step to the side. All right, 1 more time. Step to the side. Step to the side. All right, 1 more time. Step to the side. And step to the side. All right, do it again. Step, side, step, side, and step, side, and step to the side. All right, now let's go ahead and take our seats in our chairs for our last exercise. This one is simply just going to be rising up and down from our chairs, all right? So going from a seated position to a standing position. I know it sounds a little strange, but for those of you who have those big, comfy couches and you always have to scoot to the edge before you're able to get up, or for those of you who, when you sit down, have to come to the chair and then do a flop, we're going to focus on building up our strength and our dexterity. So we're not doing the plop and hope it's there method. All right. So make sure we have our proper posture. Going to go ahead and grab our chair, lift our bottoms up, and stand. If you like to have your feet shoulder width apart, that's perfectly fine as well. And we're just going to go ahead, bend our knees slightly, and take it down. Grab our chairs, lift our bottoms, and stand. And then bend our knees slightly, take it down. I know it sounds a little strange, but this is going to work for you, especially when you're getting out of cars that have different heights to them. One of the things that all of my family members struggle with, no matter what age they are, because many of them work out on a regular basis or are veterans from Navy, Marines, National Guard as well, they tend to come home with injuries. And so being able to practice getting up and down, keeping that dexterity, keeping those joints moving is extremely important, all right? So don't knock it, try it. So let's take it up again. Lift our bottoms, and we're up in standing position. If you have a walk assist, use that walk assist and take it back down. 2 more times, and we're up. And take it back down. And we're up for that last one. And take it back down. All right, perfection, perfection. Well, I thank you all so much for working out with us today. Let's do about, wait, where's David? There you are.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
Perfect. So we're going to do just a few breathing exercises together, and then we'll be done. I did trick you. Well, usually we come in and do some breathing exercises and working out together. Sir, were you hiding for this last week?
I have been right here the whole time. Hiding. Yes, absolutely. Yes, hiding though.
Yeah. See, David was avoiding those squats that we made him do last week.
You know, I actually do squats every morning. I do 60 squats every morning.
Ooh. All right.
Just for the fun of it.
All right, David, challenge accepted. I'm going to do 70 just to top you. All right, so let's do some breathing exercises together. All right, let's relax a little bit, and then we're going to close out for the day. Sound good?
I'm excited for that.
All right, get pumped, but also relax. So let's go ahead and breathe in nice and deep, diaphragmatic breathing. Feel those lungs expand outwards. Now breathe in. And release. 2 more, breathe in. And release. Last one, breathe in. And release. All right, ladies, gentlemen, gals, pals, and all my friends out there, I thank you so much for working out with Clemson Snap Ed program. Myself and Leah want to thank you all for joining us on this 7th Wednesday, and we're so glad to see you all, to work out with you all, and we hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful time with us. Take it away, David.
Thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. We really appreciate it. Hopefully we will see you guys soon. We're about to make some tough decisions about this programming, and we're really trying to figure out what we can do to provide value for you guys. If you have any thoughts on that, comment them on this post, message us, give us a call at 706-541-1249 at Generations Unlimited. Get in contact with us any way you can. My name's David. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you soon.